Hi everyone, welcome. This is Gem 314 Tarot. I hope you're all well. Thank you for returning, and hello if you're new. This is a Libra reading, and Lilith has just moved into Libra, so we're going to explore that. This is going to be a long one, so I am going to timestamp it and put that in the description for anyone who wants to skip ahead and just get right to the tarot, because it's going to be a long one. So, I labeled this, or I titled this, The Bad Girl Finds a Partner in Crime, okay? So Lilith has just inched out of Virgo today, and she struggled there because it's the sign of sacrifice and duty and service and the home. And she's the shadow feminine, the jilted wife, the bitter, scorned, disobedient feminine. But that's only what mythology and history has painted her as, okay? Her anger is well earned. Like I said in the previous reading for Pisces, she was Adam's first wife before Eve, created as his divine counterpart and equal, the balanced feminine to his masculine, and as such rejected the idea that she should be submissive just because he was the masculine. He said he was superior because he was made in the image of God the Father. But Lilith reminded him that she was the image of the Mother God. So what now, she says. But Gem 314, that's blasphemous. God the Father is the only God. Read your Bible. Well, I did, numerous times. And she is there, loud as fuck, and mad at her kids for forgetting her. All up in Proverbs 8, Wisdom's Call. So if you read that, and then go back and read Genesis again, you will see her. Disclaimer, I am not Christian, nor do I abide by any of the Abrahamic faiths, but I do know the mythology behind the zodiac symbols. But I digress. Lilith was Adam's first wife, an equal created from the divine spark just like him. They were made side by side in the image of God, male and female. The story goes, basically, Lilith wouldn't submit. To be vulgar about it, she wouldn't get on her back and let Adam top. So Adam, being the literal embodiment of the male ego, went to God with all the audacity and complained. Now God doesn't interfere in free will, so he gave Adam what he wanted. He created Eve, not as another equal from the divine spark like him, but flawed, disobedient, and imperfect, made from himself, not from God. And now the masculine has to function with his own flaws mirrored back at him. And instead of being angry at his own behavior, he's mad at the mirror for showing it. Now he has to function with his own flaws mirrored back at him instead of accepting the challenge of him functioning in his exalted energy with what God created for him. This is illustrating the patriarchal religious leadership militantly casting an equal empowered feminine out of the creation story in favor of the submissive mate that they could rule. All I know is that Lilith would not have fallen for the serpent or his apple. We can see now this slow-moving energy has been playing out in politics in the last few years and in the current social, religious, and political structures. The resurgence of conservative norms, battling for moral superiority, physical autonomy, self-determination, and identity by the restrictive dogma of conservative religion. That's that Saturn in Pisces that we were just reading about yesterday. Women got a little bit of liberty just 50 years ago, with all those rights over our bodies and equal pay and health care and birth control and life goals outside of marriage, heaven forbid. And misogyny came raging back to rescind the minute improvements that took 2,000 to 3,000 years to achieve in the first place. So yeah, Lilith is pissed. And for the last 8 or 9 months, she has been struggling through Virgo. Virgo is the dutiful sign of tradition and service, the home and sexual refusal. Virgo is the literal virgin priestess of the temple of the goddess of tradwives, Vesta. Lilith is the big black dildo thrown through the window of the nunnery. So now Lilith has entered Libra. Just a little, just the tip, just to see how it feels. She's frustrated, hoarse, tired, and a little disgusted. We're going to be in for a wild ride. Libra and her ruler Venus are much more welcoming, sympathetic, and willing participants in Lilith's crusade. Luckily, she'll grace our sign for the next 9 months. She's gonna knock us off, and next March the world is gonna see what happens when Venus and Lilith birth a Scorpio and unleash a little stinging, biting, opinionated Valkyrie on the world. She's gonna burn the whole system down, hopefully. But let's refocus and bring it back to the now and what Lilith's presence means for her and us Libras now that she's here. Ruled by the very desirable, usually harmonious goddess of love and beauty, she's the it girl. Don't worry, this won't derail Lilith's crusade at all. But Libra is a safe harbor kind of energy for Lilith. She's been screaming about the patriarchy in Virgo for so long, only to have that snooty tradwife scoff at her and tell her to shush lest she wake the kids. But Lilith was the first entity in existence to literally say, fuck them kids. Now in Libra, she can find rest, dinner, a change of clothes, a hot shower, a blunt, and a shot, and much needed, a smart, cooperative, very cunning co-conspirator to help her. She can balance and strategize and redirect her ambitions. I heard Libra say, well, if they don't want to respect it, then they forfeit their right to be up in it. Don't make me explain what that means. I can't be vulgar on YouTube. But it starts with the P word. Half of them don't even wash their butts because they think it's gay. My bad dragon would never make me feel safer with a bear. The boys have lost their damn minds. And Lilith is so relieved to finally hear a fellow feminine voice take up the cause. But Libra continues. However, dear dark sister, you change more hearts, you change more minds with seduction than damnation. Let me take a crack at the men. These two strong feminines are going to put their heads and their legs together and start plotting. I weep for men, yet I rejoice for the future. It's going to be interesting watching the masculine energies like the Sun and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and how they'll react. Even androgynous Mercury might not be safe. These two will seduce anyone that walks in front of them. Thankfully, Libra will temper Lilith with some patience and balance and diplomacy, but also the unbiased decisiveness of karmic distribution. She is the Queen of Swords. The king doesn't swing the sword, but the queen will. And Lilith has just fitted the queen with brand new stomping boots, blew some wrath and rage up her dress. And I have a feeling that her sword is going to see a lot of necks. So I will timestamp, what do we got? 9 minutes. 9 minutes? We'll mark it at 9:09. And now we'll get to the tarot for Libra. So the energies that we read about with Lilith in Libra are long-term energies. They're background energies. They're almost generational, even though it's only about 9 months. Lilith spends about 9 months in every sign. So she's just like 59 minutes, maybe 1 degree into Libra. So this is going to be energy that's going to be playing out for the long term. So when we do the daily readings, we won't necessarily be seeing all of that energy play out in the cards because the cards represent moments that change very quickly with the changing energies and with, free will and things like that, how it'll change. Now, so I laid out the animal wisdom deck like I usually do, seen and unseen, and an anchor card. In the seen energy, we have the King of Cups. They call it the Guardian of Shells. We've got this deck has shells, branches, fossils, and feathers for the different suits. So the Guardian of Shells here is the shark, the great white, as the King of Cups. And then we have Hummingbird as the Six of Branches, which is the Six of Wands and Victory. And then we have the Toads, the Three of Branches, which is the Three of Wands. So King of Cups, Victory, and the Three of Wands. This is a feeling of, now I feel like this King of Cups is on the way out, okay? He's pointing, well, then again, he's pointing towards the left, which is the past. He's kind of looking at the past, but he's way over here in the corner and he's looking, so it kind of feels like he's like going to be wandering off into the past for a minute. He does have one shell here. The thing I like about this card is that he's right below the surface though. It's not like he's very deep and it's not like he's jumping out of the water to make himself known. He has an energy of functioning just under the surface. So people up top who aren't really paying attention might not see him going by. People underneath, though, might, not see him because when they look up, it kind of blends in. I mean, it kind of has a feeling of he's trying to function under the radar, okay? However, the King of Cups is the energy of being master of their emotions and not their servants. So there may be something here where somebody has to really get a grip on their heart, okay? Now, right below the King of Cups, here in the unseen, we've got the Three of Feathers, the Three of Swords. It's heartbreak, and the animal is the grosbeak bird because they have a big bleeding heart on their chest feathers, okay? So there was some kind of disappointment, there was a heartbreak here, and the King of Cups is now wandering off. It's like maybe he's injured, maybe there's blood in the water, maybe he's it depends on how the other cards lay out. He's either wandering out from the energy or he's coming in to heal. We don't know yet. Here under the Six of Branches, the Hummingbird Victory card, we have the Rabbit and the Moon Dreamer. So it almost looks like the rabbit is looking up at the hummingbird, like, boy, I wish I could. Boy, I really would love to see some of that victory come my way. The other thing about the victory card that we don't always mention is recognition, but it's not just recognition for your deeds. To me, the recognition is the recognition of a heart, looking at somebody and recognizing a soulmate in that person. That's the kind of recognition that resonates for me when I see the victory card. So this is like a victory in being recognized by your lover, like that to you. When you find that mate, when you find somebody that you vibe with, when you find somebody that you can actually see a promising future in, you feel like you won a goddamn reward. You feel like you won the world, right? And you feel great because an equal heart has recognized you as an equal. So that's what I also get as recognition from the Six of Wands. And here we've got the sweet rabbit looking up at the hummingbird, thinking about, I heard she looks so free. Like, we've got the rabbit here under the moon. The moon can be illusions. The moon can be things that we keep hidden. And she's looking up at Hummingbird in the light, bright, beautiful daylight, swooping around in her peacock colors, flitting from flower to flower with freedom and recognition and a crown, just in her power and looking so beautiful. I also get a feeling here that this person has kept this heartbreak undercover. Okay? Here we have on top of the toad, 3 of branches, and underneath that, the lovers. So there was a choice here. And then the anchor card was judgment, crocodile and butterfly, masters of discernment. So with these 3 at the end, all right, I feel, in fact, let me separate them real quick so I can concentrate. So here in the scene, we've got the 3 of branches. And what the 3 of branches talks about is perspective, planning, and patience. Okay, it's waiting on your manifestations, waiting on your plans to grow. You're paying attention to progress, and you're adapting to it. That's a key phrase. When things grow and change in your manifestations, you have to know how to adapt in order to overcome any setbacks or take advantage of things that come forward that could I drew a blank. It's confidence, integrity, it's believing in your talents and gifts, it's nurture your growth and plan ahead. This says to cultivate your future with creativity. So if we look at the card, these 3 toads are looking at 3 branches that they planted, okay? One branch looks pretty much dead. One branch looks like it has 1 or 2 buds just beginning, and the branch in the middle is fully blooming. Do you know there's something really interesting though? If you look at the flowers on this, they look almost very similar to the flowers that the hummingbird is gathering nectar off of. Okay? So now under that is the lovers. So the discernment here is deciding which one to prune, which one to fertilize, and which one to let go of. Okay? There may have been 3 options in someone's love life, one that didn't pan out, one that shows a little bit of promise, and one that could be in full bloom if we just pay attention to it. Okay? And the lovers is a choice. It is a choice to choose what you love. It says, love is sacred, so share the sweetness. This is love that's chosen because it's new. Okay, sorry, that's my chair. To me, the lover's card is love that's chosen while it's new, because it hasn't been burned by life yet. It's still promising, it's still sweet, it's still equitable, it's still without trouble. Okay? When life tests it, sometimes it doesn't live up to the promises that you made each other. And that's when the lovers turns into the lovers in the devil card, where they're in chains somehow with obligation or addiction, responsibility, ultimatums, bonds that have turned toxic. But this is a lovers that is beautiful still. With judgment here, masters of discernment, this is transforming through acceptance. It's review, release, assess, and revise. Okay? It's accept and forgive. Recall what was put to rest, right any wrongs, and repair hurts, and release the dead. Okay. This is a kind of death. This is a vibration or energy that's related to death. Once you pass judgment on something, it's done. Okay, it's dead now. You put it to rest. Literally, you put it in the grave to rest. The thing is with judgment, when Gabriel blows the trumpet at the end of all things, everything that is dead will be called to assessment so that it can be finally released wholeheartedly into the next realm, right? Oh, that's a little lofty, but the thing is that so crocodile in this card is looking upwards and he's gazing at butterfly, but it looks like that they're both kind of looking up at the 3 of branches here, and there's going to be a judgment call on what to prune, what to keep, and what to let die, basically. Okay. Yeah, the thing about death is that it's not a punishment. Death will never ever be a punishment. It's a liberation. So there's going to be something here that's being let go of finally. Something that had died that maybe you were hanging on to. Maybe it's that one dead branch that's not blooming anything, but you kept watering it just in the hopes that you could bring it back to life. So now here in the future, there is a judgment call, okay? And in the scene energy is the pruning and, the discernment. This is the planning and the patience and the waiting on the manifestation. That's what's happening in the scene energy, okay? In the unseen, the reason that something is being either cultivated, let go, or watered, nurtured just in case, is because there's a choice here for a lover's connection, okay? And again, the anchor card being the judgment card, which it means everything here is going to be reviewed, and there's going to be a determination on what can stay and what has to go. And it's all for the health of this lover's connection, all right? So we're going to go on to the Easy Tarot and get another layer here. Let's get some clarification on this. So we've got the King of Cups here in the present. No, in the past. Well, I used to do past, present, and future, seen and unseen, but I've kind of just been working the energy together as one. So let's see. There is a king of someone in his Pisces energy, King of Cups energy. What else can we say about the King of Cups? Now, when he is very protective of his emotions, because again, he's been through some shit where perhaps those emotions got the best of him and led him down some dangerous roads. So now he's in the energy of, I don't deny my emotions, but I don't allow them to lead me because I will lead my heart. It's head over heart, but like the heart's the navigator, okay? If you think about it, like the head, the logic will drive, but the heart has the map, okay? Let's see. I think it's because there was this heartbreak that was hidden. They kept it on the down low. This is in the past energy technically, so this already happened. And I feel like they didn't see it coming, even though Shark has very advanced, how do I put it? I wanted to say sonar, but they don't have sonar. But when you have evolved for millions and millions and millions of years to function in the water, your skin, your brain, your mind, your eyes, every cell of your body becomes this receiver, and it can feel sound and vibration, and it can see the light coming down. So I feel like he feels like a fool that he got hurt and he didn't see it coming. So please clarify the King of Cups here. Shark energy in the scene. So even though all that happens, the King of Cups is still warm and generous and thoughtful. He's genuine, he's a healer, he's a helper. He just keeps his emotions a little bit detached. But it doesn't mean they're not there, and it doesn't mean they are not very, very strong. Okay, he's deep and perceptive. He's a healer and a helper. He can sense the emotional needs of others. Okay. We've got magician energy. He's manifesting something, or he was trying to manifest something. Let's get this Three of Feathers, please. What is the heartbreak here for this king? Oh, that's too many. What is the heartbreak that this king, did he... No, that's too many. Stop it. Okay, thank you. The Page of Swords. Page of Swords. In the Animal Wisdom deck, that's the Parrot. And it's advising us to speak our hearts. So maybe somebody spoke their heart and they ended up getting it broken. Yeah. But they had to. The key to the Parrot card, which is also the Page of Swords, is they're intelligent, sociable, engaging, observant, analytical, and sharp. But it says mimicry is not communication. Speak your heart with your own words. So I feel like this page energy spoke their heart and it caused a heartbreak. But see, I could be reading this upside down. I feel like sometimes I'm reading this upside down. I feel like somebody went through a heartbreak and then they were honest about it. Like they even though this is in the this is in the hidden, so maybe they didn't. Let's continue. What about the hummingbird? The star. Okay, I pointed my way home, and this is wishing and dreaming. This is the North Star. This is finding direction. There was another energy of finding direction, right? Or was that some other? Okay, what about the moon? What was under cover in the heart? Yeah, I feel like there was some kind of that's like there was okay. I've seen it through like 3 or 4 different ways. There was heartbreak and then somebody withdrew. Then there was somebody who withdrew. So somebody withdrew because they didn't want their heart broken, and then somebody withdrew because their heart got broken. You know what I mean? So please clarify the moon in the hidden. Thank you. Hangman. 3 of branches in the scene, please. 3 of branches. 3 of wands. 7 of wands. Defensiveness. Okay, what about the lovers, the honeybees? The heart awakener. What about the lovers in the unseen? This might be like a choice that they don't see coming. That's too many. The lovers in the unseen, please. Two of Cups. Wow. Yeah, there's an offer they don't see coming. What about Judgment in the anchor position? Thank you. That's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. That's divine timing, basically. Divine timing. In some cases, you're going to feel like it's time to make this decision. It's time to cut this loose. And in other situations, it's like you're still waiting for that timing to come around to make this judgment call. I love that the lovers dropped the 2 of Cups because they're both 2 energy, even though the lovers is a 6. Look at the similarities here. We've got the mirrored side by side in both cards, okay? This is like perfect alignment, perfect balance, perfect meeting of the minds, I heard, and meeting of the hearts. In this card, in the honeybee card, they're in the bright light of day. In the 2 of Cups, it's like this is the meeting of the hearts in undercover, okay? Not necessarily that they're being hidden or anything, they're being shady or anything. But I mean, doesn't this kind of look like what we were describing in the reading? It looks like Venus and Lilith meeting, right? The balance of the 2 feminines. That's what that looks like. Even though technically it could be a masculine and a feminine, they both look kind of androgynous, so they could be either one or the other. Gender ain't shit. It's nothing but boobs and wieners. We're talking about energy here. So this really interestingly looks like the meeting of Lilith and Venus as the lovers. I don't know how that works in. It just, the symbolism grabbed me. So let's see. So the only Okay, we've got the masculine energy up here. We've got a King of Cups with the Magician. So they manifested something. I feel from these two cards in this position, this King of Cups manifested an out. Okay, he manifested an exit. He's gone. That left somebody in their feels. Somebody was heartbroken, and because we got the Page of Swords here, and I feel like somebody didn't get to say their piece about it. They didn't get to be honest about it. They didn't get to talk about how much it hurt them that this happened. This could be either or energy. This could be the masculine. Now, just because, now, it's not the man or the woman, okay? It could be either, it could be both, whoever, okay? They're in an active energy, and active is usually designated to the masculine, not the I don't know how to explain it where you guys can make sure that you keep wieners and boobs out of it. This is not male or female. This is energy, okay? If you're in the energy of being a badass boss bitch and you're getting shit done and you don't need anybody's help and you're being analytical and you're being powerful and you're being, that's all a certain vibration of energy that since time immemorial we have described as the yin, the masculine energy. If you're in a soft kind of receptive energy where you're nurturing things and you're being receptive and intuitive, that has traditionally been set into the yang category. I may have gotten those mixed up, but it is a receptive feminine energy, okay? That's got nothing to do with man and woman. Please try to understand that. So somebody in a masculine energy manifested an escape, okay? Now, this could have brought about heartbreak for both of them, but it was done, okay? So I feel like the King of Cups, he could have manifested an escape, but he's still brokenhearted about it. Okay, I don't see regret here proper because I don't see the Five of Cups, which it had been dropping in the other readings, but I don't see it here. It's just it is what it is kind of feeling, you know. This is Aries energy. There is some energy going on in the zodiac between Aries and Pisces. Pisces is the last sign. Aries is the first. So in the scheme of the zodiac, um, Pisces being the end and Aries being the beginning. Somebody, when souls cycle through, the older you, the longer you've been cycling, the you'll end up in Pisces eventually. Okay, Pisces is the release before rebirth, and the rebirth is Aries. So it feels like somebody realized that there was something coming to an end, and then they're trying to manifest a new beginning. That's like the end and the beginning. Down in the unseen, it's because there was heartbreak here, and they did not get to express that part of themselves about it. We've got the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is they are quick-witted and analytical, so he kind of like all he could do was just assess the situation. Like all he could do was just kind of exist in what happened and analyze it. I don't know if you guys saw that, but my light flickered. Um, they can be very secretive, they can be watchful and observant, studious and just, but cold and intellectual, judgmental. They also, Page of Swords can indicate a delay or disappointing news. So I would say a heartbreak would be disappointing news. Like I said, this corresponds to the parrot in the Animal Wisdom deck. The parrot is the Page of Swords in this deck, and I always pull these aside because they give a little bit of extra insight into what the energy is. And this has something to do with mimicry is not communication. Speak your heart, with your own words. So, like again, I said, I feel like somebody wasn't able to express how they felt about this exit, basically. So then here, somebody moved into an energy of victory about it. But this is because of the star. The star is Aquarius energy. It is the North Star. Somebody pointed their ass towards the North Star and decided to go home. Okay? Part of that is wish fulfillment. They made a wish, wishing on a star. This is dreams. This is also kind of, this is a different vibration from temperance. Temperance being alchemy. This feels like internal alchemy. And we do have the alchemist here with the magician. But this is like soul alchemy, like healing thyself, right? Temperance is also healing, but it's more it's Sagittarius energy, so it's more like 5D alchemy, where things in the higher vibration are being put into place, are being purified, they're being, changed in some way in order to manifest. But the star energy, because temperance, he has two cups and he's pouring the water back and forth also. The star has two pitchers and she's pulling water and pouring from source itself. So she's using the waters of source to heal the inner the inner light, okay? And this healing, this wish fulfillment is this victory. I love this because out of heartbreak comes this victory. But I feel like in the hidden energy, again, there's this confusion about how to feel about it. Like even the moon energy can be confusion because things seen in the dark are often very, very different from what we see when it's in the light. Okay? So then we've got Hangman energy. Again, more Pisces energy. Okay, here's the thing. We just got done talking about Pisces in the last reading with Saturn being there. Saturn is the taskmaster. He has very hard lessons for us to learn. Saturn could, even though this is number one and it's usually given to Aries energy, this magician, this could definitely be Saturn energy here. But we've got Pisces in Hangman mode on top of the moon, which could also be Pisces energy, even though it's traditionally Cancer. This is way up in our fields, tied up in our fields, in exile in our fields. And there's some kind of separation here because we've got the cute little rabbit under the moon looking up at the star. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to hold that like that in case I want to screen cap it. How do I? Okay, without the glare, maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay, look at that. The cute little rabbit looking up at the star that's way above the moon. Okay, so, she's looking up at this victory, but she's still bound in her feelings about it. That's how I feel. I feel like somebody is, like I said, this is energy that's on the down low, that's in, we're not showing anybody. This is like in our inner emotion, in our inner mind, in our subconscious, in our, where we keep our heart closed off to people. And this is more in the ego, more in the light, more in the day, more in what we allow people to see. So now this is saying, out in the open, we let people think that we are functioning in an energy of healed victory. Like, I'm fine, I'm great, I got my crown, I'm healing, I'm making new wishes. But really, in the unseen energy, we're scared little bunnies tied up in our emotions. And we've got a lot to work out. Because that hangman goes inward in order to gain inner perspective. There's a lot to unravel. Okay? There is a lot to unravel about what happened. Because we weren't allowed to talk about it. It's like we had no say in the heartbreak. Okay, and now we have to process through it. But in the scene energy, we look like we got, we may have gone off like the shark with a scar from a propeller or two, but we manifested our way out of something that was very heartbreaking. Maybe something that as long as we were in there, we had no voice. Okay? And now we have healing and victory in our sights, but it seems so far away because down deep in our hearts, where we keep things hidden, where we keep our dreams and stuff, we're still very much upside down in our emotions. So in the scene position with the toads, the three of branches. Now remember we were saying one is dead, one is blooming, and one is in full bloom, and we have to decide what we're going to keep. Okay? If you think about gardening, there's this bit of advice, especially if you're growing like squash or tomatoes or something, that once the fruit starts showing, you got to prune back the vines and leaves that don't have any fruit, because that way the plant can then redirect more energy to the fruit instead of just to leaves. Okay, so that's what this feels like. This feels like you have to decide which branch you're going to prune so that the rest can grow healthily with more energy. Okay, now one of these toads is looking at this dead branch. One is looking at the one in the middle, and one is looking at the one that's blooming. Now, you would think that the obvious answer is the one in the middle that's in full bloom, but that's not so easy sometimes. Now, I've known people who cut out the other two and absolutely poured everything into that dead stick, just hoping against hope that something could bring it back to life. So they took all their energy from the ones that were blooming and the ones that still had potential. They cut those off and they put everything they had into that dead stick. So it doesn't always, it's not always, what am I trying to say? It's not always the obvious choice. I mean, to us it is. We're looking at those sticks going, well, the obvious choice is to prune the other two and put your effort into the one that's already in bloom. But think about it. The one that's already in bloom is almost to the end. So if you cut away the one that still has potential and put everything into the one that's already in bloom, then your efforts are going to be short-lived. If you cut away the one that's already in bloom and you put everything into the one that has potential, that one might die. So the choice sometimes is not as easy as it sounds. What we dropped on top of it was the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Branches, is defensiveness. Okay, I can never determine if the guy in the picture is coming in through the door and trying to fight his way in, or if he's trying to leave through the door and fight his way out. Either way. This is the Six of Wands of victory, and now he's fighting his corner about it. Okay, so maybe so like we've got the Six of Wands and then the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is defending your reward, defending your spoils, defending your place, fighting your corner, things like that. And it's interesting that it falls right on the Three of Branches, because this is, what is this? Plans, pay attention. No, there was something here about defending your place, right? But the victory success card says shine with victory and uplift others. So I feel like that's what the dream is. The dream is to get to a place where you're healed, your wishes are fulfilled, you're in, it's like you're dreaming of your victories. You're dreaming of the victory. You're dreaming of the crown. You're dreaming about being able to take others with you. So, and then here we've got the Three of Branches with the Seven of Wands. So it's like defending your position, defending what you chose to cut away, defending what you chose to nurture, defending what you chose to let go. And it's all because underneath, with the moon energy, with the Hanged Man, with the heartbreak, it's because there's a promise here of a brand new connection. So in the unseen, what people haven't seen is this heartbreak that you couldn't talk about, this dreaming of being healed and victorious, the Hanged Man energy where you had to stay inside your feels and actually detangle yourself from the chains, all because your heart senses that in the future you could come back around and have a beautiful new lovers, a choice with this Two of Cups. Okay. um the judgment that's anchoring this is that when the time comes, I heard, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, which is divine timing. So what I heard, when the time comes back around, I feel like when this shark magician here comes back around, even if he doesn't physically come back, like I'm not sure when Mercury goes retrograde. That's kind of like the accepted energy where things kind of come back from the past. I'm not real sure when that's happening, but I feel like in order to trigger this new cycle, where you can actually release this Three of Swords and pre- actually prepare your heart for a new love, you have to you have to call judgment on things. Okay. I feel like there has to be an opportunity to. They told me to suggest doing cord cutting rituals. Okay. Don't let the word ritual, freak you out. It could simply just be meditations. There's a simple there's a simple little spell you can do with candles, you know. I feel like, but because there's the Hangman here, and that's symbolically somebody who's tied up in their mind, in their heartstrings. I feel like there has to be a cutting of those strings. And with judgment, you have to call judgment on that and release it to the dead. Because on top of that is the Wheel of Fortune, which is divine timing. I heard the time keeps spinning, the heavens keep spinning. And the key they want me to emphasize about that, where the heavens keep spinning, is that they're telling me that eventually, and I know that's an ominous word because we can't trust what eventually might mean. Is eventually in a month, or is eventually in 5 years, or does eventually, quote unquote, mean a week before we die? We don't know, so we don't have that. It's heavy on our hearts because we don't have faith in what that means. But they're saying eventually, with the turning of the heavens, this beautiful Lover's Two of Cups is coming back around. Okay? If we go by what my past, present, and future designations are, this could be like, it goes by 3 months, 3, 6, 9 months. So like 9 months within the future. This heart will be healed enough to be ready to open up to another Lover's Two of Cups possibility, but only after the wheel has turned and they went through this judgment energy. Okay. Again, remember what the card said. It said repair, hurt, and release the dead. And it doesn't always have to be repairing the hurt with the other person. Releasing it can repair it within ourselves. Okay? Sometimes we do have to be our own healers. So let's go on to the ancestor messages, and we'll do a summary before we get there. So I hope this is resonating. I hope the messages are reaching you for your highest good. Not all messages will resonate for every person. So if it doesn't resonate for you now, leave what doesn't resonate, but keep it in mind because it might make sense at a later time. You guys are all at different points in your timelines. But if you are vibing with my content, please leave a like, leave a comment, share, or subscribe to help the algorithm get my content seen. Also, check the description box for my email. You can email me and we can discuss a one question personal reading or a one question birth chart inquiry, either one for $20. You'll also find links to my Venmo and CashApp if you'd like to drop a donation to show appreciation. I am extremely appreciative of any feedback I might receive, and I thank you so much for sticking with me this long and being here for these messages. So we have the warrior, the guardian angel. Oh, we dropped 4. The heart guardian and the shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. I paused at 5108 for anybody looking for number syncs. I had to get something to drink. So we have the warrior card. It says be fearless and stand strong. Okay. It says don't back down. Make your opinions heard. Yeah, that's the Page of Swords. But they couldn't speak their mind for some reason. This is calling you to be in your warrior energy. It said, don't settle for second best. It says, if you're experiencing fear at this time, know that this means whatever is going on is important to you. Whenever you feel fear, I'm sorry, this is so tiny. Whenever you feel fear, you are on the verge of something big, perhaps a massive breakthrough that's going to really help you move forward. If you have a situation in your hands where you are where you have to face someone or something that's been unsettling you, know that you are being guided to call upon your inner warrior. Don't falter and don't be frightened because you have the energy to protect yourself now and at all times. Okay? So maybe I can see how this King of Cups and Shark energy with the Magician on top can be really intimidating energy. So maybe this feels like the person who broke your heart, you could not protect yourself from how this happened, okay? So this is saying to come into your warrior energy and protect yourself from any more damage, I heard. Oh, let's see, guardian angel. Okay, you're not alone. Okay. It says, watch for signs and reminders from your angels and loved ones that they are close by. Remember, they are working hard to guide you. Okay. It says, everyone has a guardian angel who's been with them been with them in all their past lifetimes and will be there in all lifetimes to come. So know that you are never alone and never will be alone. This card is a huge reminder that there is always help and support available to you. Your guardian angels with you now and is here to aid you in all of your endeavors. In order to fully receive their support, first ask for it, then surrender to the process. Know that whatever unfolds will be for your highest good. So, I know from before, like when I was reading about how to work with your guardian angels, they were saying that, like God, angels cannot interfere with free will. So they will sit there and watch you struggle and suffer and be beaten down. And until you actually ask for help, they cannot interfere. So what's the difference between, them? You're praying to God, please send angels, please send angels. Oh my God, please send angels. Okay, here's the difference. There is a theory that when we pray and we're addressing God proper between us and God, we are protected and our angels do not interfere with that prayer, okay? So they actually don't hear what we're saying between us and God. What we have to do is actually stand in a moment of quiet, maybe after a meditation or something. You don't have to necessarily do it that way, but you stand in a moment and say, look, I am officially, physically standing in your presence, asking for your intervention, right? It can be more dramatic than that. It can be less dramatic. It can be, you put your own words to it. The point of it is you have to make perfectly clear, hey, I'm standing here trying to get your attention. I need your help now, okay? Now, what I was saying before about the Wheel of Fortune is that we can't always trust the timing that that kind of manifestation takes. And I can definitely tell you that I have experienced that. You can put that out into the universe. I need help now. And then we are so desperate for the help now because it took so long for us to get to the point to ask for that help that now it's an emergency and it's urgent, and we're calling out, that's our last ditch hope, and we need intercession absolutely yesterday by now. And the Wheel of Fortune is saying, just chill out and take your time and trust the process. And, that process to them, time means nothing. We needed this help 6 months ago. But to them, time means nothing, my darling. The heavens spin and things will come to you as a, what? Big middle finger to that. So sometimes we can get very, very willful, and it feels kind of not fair how things run sometimes. But it's trying to tell us to have faith in the process. Okay, so let's go on to the Heart Guardian, and again, this came out over here by What to Prune and the Two of Cups and the Lovers. So like a choice on a choice. I mean, this is really gorgeous. The Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. All right. This is welcome with open arms, opportunities to give and receive love. You are love. You are lovable and you are loving. The energy of love is surrounding your whole world at this time. Oh, look at that with the Lovers and the Two of Cups. But only after you do that judgment necessary to cut all the other binds, okay? To cut away what happened in the past, to cut away your guilt about it, cut away your connections to it. When you release yourself, call judgment, the healing with the star, will be the victory. I mean, it's all here. And the Wheel of Fortune in this case is not the divine timing. It's the time you take to make this judgment, cut these bonds, free yourself, defend yourself, heal, and get out of your feels. I mean, and then that opens up for the Lovers and the Two of Cups. Let me continue. I got sidetracked. Okay. Angels are swirling around you, encouraging you to open your heart and reveal the blessing that you have to offer. They want you to know that you are a highly loving being and deserve to give and receive love. If you're finding it challenging to feel love at this time, it's important for you to give yourself credit where credit is due. You are also encouraged to welcome support from others. Learn to receive. Don't try and do everything on your own. If you're working on a relationship or in a new relationship, this card can usher in energies that allow you to find a powerful connection with your partner. Love is in the air. So, I mean, it's like saying defending yourself, defending the idea of cutting away what's dead. Remember that Three of Branches? and then with the defense on top of it, you're deciding to cut away what's dead. Okay, well, that's good because the Judgment card came out telling you to put an end to what is dead. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune on top of that is saying time is just waiting for you to do it. And then you've got the Heart Guardian here saying open up to love, because it landed right on the Lovers and the Two of Cups. Okay, but now we have the Shapeshifter card. So let's see what happened. Usually I only pull 3, and we've got a stray in the mix. I wonder who this Shapeshifter could be. Let's figure this out. All right, it says transform and unveil your gifts. And I swear there was something here that talked about gifts. Is it the Victory card? Something here was talking about gifts. Is it the Bees? No, that's partnership and bonding. Was it the Toads? Yes. Okay, so the Toads are saying, waiting on your manifestations, plans are growing, pay attention and adapt. This is confidence and integrity in your talents and gifts. Nurture your growth and plan ahead. So then we have Shapeshifter here, which is transform and unveil your gifts. And with Judgment here, Masters of Discernment, I feel like that's the transformation that you're waiting for. Plus, you have that Magician card, which is definitely transformation, and the Star. So manifesting this healing manifestation in the Star, okay? Oh, wait, backwards. Okay. Transform and unveil your gifts. Transform? Wait. Transform through acceptance. On the Judgment card, transform through acceptance. And the Shapeshifter falling on top of that saying transform and unveil your gifts. Take your time. Wheel of Fortune. And focus on developing your gifts and strengths. You may have been through many challenges and lows, okay? 3 of Swords. But now you're in a space of transformation, the Hanged Man. You're moving beyond your past challenges and honing your current strengths. There are opportunities for you to discover and rediscover the gifts and talents that you were born with and born to share. All of your past experiences have only helped you see how strong you really are. You're an amazing soul, and you can change and transform in ways that people least expect. You may have talents that you will share in your lifetime. You are guided to stay focused on the light. That's that moon energy staring up at the star. Focus on the light, okay? Knowing that it will guide you forward. The star being the North Star guiding your heart home. When this card arrives, there is also an opportunity for you to tap into the power of your spirit animal. Note if you're seeing a particular animal regularly because it is the medicine, because its medicine is coming to you, okay? So on this card, I don't know if some people might have this on in the background doing other things, but you've got an eagle, a wolf, and a person shape-shifting between the two. You've got kind of snake energy here. There could be animals that are coming forward that you were seeing lately, maybe in media, in the movies, in commercials, outside your door. Maybe somebody mentions it, and then later on in the day, you see it on Facebook or something like that. We've got 6 or 7 animals here, so maybe one of these can resonate with you. We've got shark, okay? We've got hummingbird, toad, grosbeak, which is the bird with the bleeding heart on his chest. You've got the rabbit. You've got honeybee and crocodile and butterfly. So you can look up those and see if any of those energies mean anything to you. Let's see, we're over an hour, but still we've got some time, so let's do the theme deck and get some last minute messages for Libra. Sun, rising, north node, stellium, or any other placements of concern. Please give us some messages for Libra. Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. That's 777. That says you're right where you should be and you are serving your divine purpose. So just a few more for Libra, please. Sun, rising, stellium, north node, or any placements of concern. Okay, thank you. Any more for Libra, please? Oh, thank you, thank you. Archangel Uriel, the Illuminator, is in play. That's good. Oh, that's way too many. Is that enough? It's enough? Okay. All right. 222. Okay. Oh, Caterpillar. Hello. We've got the wheel. What goes around comes around. That's that cycle. We've got the crystal ball. That's interesting. Drink water. That's been coming out a lot. And again, hydrate, meditate, eliminate. Oh, somebody needs to really drink their water. Like, I can relate to that because people tell me to drink more water, but I'm like, I drink a pot of water a day, but it's coffee, so definitely pay attention to your hydration. I feel like I could get a couple more here. Self-reliance. Don't be afraid to fly solo. Okay. And Mercury is in play. What did I mention about Mercury earlier? I don't know if it's going retrograde anytime soon. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, and Virgo is where Lilith just is inching out of, right? So we've got messenger, energy, news, communication, commerce, thinking, friends, and quick movements. All right. The crystal ball, you've got intuition coming in. You'll be able to see things clearly. Caterpillar energy I really love because its metamorphosis is imminent. Okay, change is a coming. But I also like the advice it says to make it weird. So, like, you only get one, you get, I hate doing this. Your metamorphosis, your change, your life, your path is yours and yours alone. So if you get a chance to transform from something that had been painful and you can make yourself anything you want, make sure you make it the best expression of who you are that you can. Okay? That's what they're telling me. Archangel Uriel, the Illuminator, is wisdom, art, science, and clear sight. It's the light of truth. There's decisions being made, there's resolving of conflicts, there's awakening, there's intellect and guidance. This is also called the light of God. And this comes out with the wheel and judgment. Okay, this is great. Because this is decisions and resolving conflicts. And on judgment, it was saying, fix what you can, heal what you can, forgive and release the rest. That's what the judgment call is. Is that it? Hydrate, meditate, eliminate. Okay, so drink water, meditate, and let things go. But I like to say, drink, think, and poop. Make sure you eliminate things because when they get bound up inside you, metaphorically and physically, it's painful. You also have 222. Keep the faith. There's timely and auspicious opportunities coming. Stand strong in your personal truths. Okay, I'll pause it there in case I want to screen cap it. 222. Also, the last one here, 777, Divine Path. You're right where you should be, and you're serving your divine purpose. So thank you, Libra, for joining me. I will be back tomorrow with probably a collective reading. Again, see the description for my email. You can email me. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Also, in my description is links to my Venmo and CashApp if you'd like to make a donation and help the channel keep going and growing. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Until I see you tomorrow, love and light, everyone. Bye.